was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
I thought of that once.
It's been like 2 months that Charlie Kirk has passed. And now Erika Kirk has been pregnant for 8 weeks. Meaning that the kid could potentially be Charlie Kirk's son or somebody else's son.
Now it seems Usha Vance has admitted something almost unimaginable. Her husband may be expecting a child with Erika Kirk, and insiders say she's falling apart over it. Word is that she reached out to her attorney to rush those divorce documents. At this pace, that supposed second family might not even make it to New Year's. Yet amid everything, the person spiraling the hardest is Candace Owens. She always sensed that something about Erika wasn't right, and she tried to warn everyone, Usha included, but nobody paid attention. Now that the situation is coming back around, one question is echoing everywhere. How long have Erika and JD been hiding this secret? And could any of it be connected to Charlie's death?
JD Vance's wife not wearing a wedding ring. And in the same breath, you have Erika Kirk saying that she is 8 weeks pregnant when Charlie died 10 weeks ago, which is problematic.
Before we dive into what Usha actually revealed, we need to address how a moment that was supposed to be heartfelt suddenly spiraled into an unplanned confession that shook the entire internet. You all know the interview, the one Erika just did with Megyn Kelly. It was intended to give her space to share Charlie's legacy, discuss the work she's pursuing with Feud, and explain how she and the kids are managing during such a difficult period. But none of that mattered in the end, because the whole interview was eclipsed by that one clip that has been dominating the internet for days. In that clip, Megyn asks Erika how many children she and Charlie had intended to have, and Erika immediately broke into tears as she shared that their dream was to raise 4 kids before his life was suddenly cut short. But she went on to say that when she first got the news of Charlie's death, she found herself hoping and praying that she might be pregnant, longing for one last part of him to hold on to and love in this world.
You did get married.
Yes,
You have 2 kids.
2 precious babies.
And you told me this in private, but how many kids did you guys want to have?
We wanted to have 4. Yeah. And I was praying to God that I was pregnant when he got murdered.
I thought of that once. Just like whether it was meant to be or whether we...
I know.
And that was the moment that made everyone stop and think, because yes, it sounded touching at first, but with all the drama surrounding Charlie's death and Erika's recent behavior, it felt more like she was implying something much larger. The second that segment hit the internet, it went wild. TikTok users started stitching it with their own theories, MAGA Reddit threads filled up with timeline breakdowns, and Twitter erupted with posts accusing her of soft launching. One comment that went viral even shared the clip with a reaction gif and wrote, "Me when I subtly introduce my secret baby." But some comments pushed the narrative even further, claiming that the so-called soft-launched child was actually JD Vance's. And once those comments started picking up momentum, that's when everything shifted, because at that point it wasn't being treated like rumor anymore. People were ready to believe it outright. And given everything we've all seen from Erika, JD Vance, and Usha in recent weeks, it didn't take much to sway the crowd. So, as you all know, Erika Kirk and JD Vance have been flooding our timelines lately for all the worst reasons. And once this pregnancy clip exploded online, it was only a matter of time before people resurfaced their other viral moment. This time, however, it was Erika's reaction that got everyone talking. You've seen the clip, the one where they're wrapped up on stage in front of millions. MAGA supporters had spent weeks insisting the hug was perfectly innocent. But Erika's comment about the pregnancy demolished those defenses completely. Suddenly, every detail of that hug was under scrutiny. Erika's hands tangled in JD's hair, his hands resting on her waist, the way her body instinctively leaned toward him. And here's the kicker. When Erika finally appeared on the Megyn Kelly show to clarify things, she completely mishandled the moment. Instead of addressing the rumors directly, she said she hugged JD Vance that way because her love language is physical touch. She added that it's simply how she hugs everyone, and those upset by it probably needed a hug themselves.
Forgive me, did you see people didn't understand the hug that you and JD had? They went to the weirdest places, Erika.
Oh my gosh. You guys, please. So for those of you who know me, I hug is
Yes,
like,
you're an intense hugger. It's
whoever
awesome.
is like hating on a hug needs a hug themselves.
While that might be forgivable under normal circumstances, cuddling with another man in front of thousands of people while your husband's body hasn't even been laid to rest is hardly a good look. This reaction only strengthened the theory that Erika and JD were intentionally paving the way so no one would bat an eye when their relationship eventually became official. And that's exactly what caused Usha to completely lose it, the fact that they no longer even pretended to hide it. As you all know, we've seen JD and Usha drifting further apart in real time. Publicly, they behave as if they're strangers. Even casual colleagues show more chemistry in professional photos than Usha and JD do in their most recent pictures together. That distance doesn't stem from just busy schedules or age. It's a clear sign of deep betrayal, the kind that no second family of the United States title could ever cover up. Here's where things get even more intriguing. When Usha finally received the confirmation she had been waiting for, that JD was allegedly expecting a child outside their marriage, and with Erika Kirk of all people, she didn't freeze or leave it to her publicist. Instead, she took a bold stance, signaling that she was done being the woman JD deceived, but repeatedly leaned on whenever he needed to protect his image. The next time she attended an official business event, Usha went without her wedding ring. As rumors began circulating that this was a sign she was divorcing JD for good, her spokesperson offered a half-hearted explanation. Her team said, "Usha is a mother of 3 young kids, often does the dishes, gives lots of baths, and occasionally forgets her ring." That was the full explanation they gave. But the truth is, she wasn't just taking a casual walk and accidentally left it behind. She was visiting the military training facility Camp Leeng alongside First Lady Melania Trump, fulfilling her duties as the Second Lady. She had to know that people would notice her missing wedding ring. It came across less as a small oversight and more as a clear statement. And that's when everyone finally understood that Usha was finished playing games. What made the situation even more intense was that many people felt this was predictable. One of those people was Candace Owens. Throughout all the Erika Kirk and JD Vance drama, Candace has been leading the charge in uncovering the truth. She's been suspicious of Erika for a long time. It seemed strange to her when Erika suddenly announced that she had forgiven Charlie's killer just weeks after his death. Candace even called her out publicly. And when Erika began using Charlie's death to position herself as the new face of the MAGA movement, Candace was outraged that she wasn't standing up for the truth. Yet instead of being respected, Candace was painted as the villain, an obsessed opportunist exploiting a widow who was merely trying to cope with her loss. Even prominent right-wing accounts had labeled her as crazy and delusional. So when Usha publicly confirmed what Candace had been suspecting all along, Candace felt vindicated and immediately took to her live stream to call out Erika, JD, and every right-wing influencer who had mocked her for telling the truth. After that broadcast, the tone changed from Candace is overreacting to maybe Candace was right all along. On Twitter, the hashtag #COR began trending, short for Candace Owens was right. Yet just as it seemed like the entire discussion would focus on Candace Owens, Usha stepped forward and reminded everyone who the true victims were, her and her children. Once all of this came to light, Usha called her divorce lawyer faster than JD could even say MA. But she didn't stop there. Sources claim she plans to take JD to the cleaners in the divorce. She's coming for the kids, the joint assets, the money, and everything she helped him build while he stood in front of cameras pretending to be the perfect Christian husband. Insiders say the only thing holding Usha back from striking immediately is that she's waiting for JD's term as vice president to end. Once that happens, she'll go full combat mode. And given the Trump administration's current unpopularity, this divorce could very well be the final blow to JD's political career. Now, here's the twist nobody saw coming. Despite all the chaos erupting around him, JD is still acting like he can hide behind silence. No statements, no rebuttals, nothing. Just letting the rumors linger, as though they'll die down on their own. But it's precisely that silence that's exposing him. If Usha really has the kind of evidence people claim she does, then JD already knows what awaits him the moment he steps out of that office. Meanwhile, Erika is unraveling, Candace is circling like a hawk, and Usha is simply watching him dig the hole deeper. If JD believes he can keep this under control, he's about to learn how quickly everything collapses when the person you betrayed stops protecting you.